You know, I'm actually glad that these Ascent 32s are a failure because it's exposed a big problem we've got with the RC hobby right now. And that's the business of RC pimping. In this video, we'll be checking out some cool trucks and exposing some RC pimps. I'll also tell you how you can make yours better like these ones here. So buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. All right, let's get to upgrading this thing. But before we do that, I just want to go over a few things. If you've seen my review on this truck, you know that I'm not really happy with it. And if you've seen my shorts, you know that I'm really not happy with it. And that's because after having it for a few days, I really started thinking about all the problems that this truck has out of the box. So let's go over those real quick. For one, the controller is terrible, really hard to hold, extremely cheap filling, and I'm not sure why this tiny controller takes 4 AA batteries. I think that's pretty much a waste. Number 2, the truck is super jiggly and toy-like. It reacts like a $40 toy RC on Amazon. Number 3, the tires were terrible. Number 4, it's got a 5-wire servo. Super stupid. Number 5, it's got a hideously ugly little body. I mean, this thing is uglier than the original Ascent 18, but of course they put their big ass branding on there and made it look better. Right. And where are we at? Number 6 here. So that would be the 1S power system. Trash. And I don't think if you replace that, it would fix the problem with the gearing. So that would be number 7. So that's 7 problems, and I just actually thought of an 8th problem, and that would be the price on this thing. $80 for this thing is way too much. Out of the box, it's pretty much a toy, and most definitely should be cheaper. There's cars and trucks on Amazon much bigger, much nicer, and they're cheaper. For instance, these WPLs here are about 50 to 60 bucks on sale all the time, and even though this one's been heavily modified and crawls really well, these things out of the box are definitely funner to drive than this. And that leads me to another problem that I have with Redcat. They've been steadily raising their prices to the point of ludicrousy. And I know there's a lot of you who think spending 260 bucks on a little jewelry box that can't climb a hill is smart, but I don't.
A little more wheel speed? No, not quite.
And the RC pimps, of course, they're just going to go right along with it and say everything's great. They're not going to mention that the high price is a problem, because these Chinese companies have shown us that you can most definitely do it cheaper. And some of you are going to say, oh, the quality's not there, but I can tell you this thing's a damn sight more quality than this thing. Not to mention this CR18P that I just did a review on and got for under $150 is easily as capable as the Apex. This thing can at least climb a flat hill.
Here, no problems with approach and departure angles. Got no bumpers on this thing, really.
Whole bunch of problems with climbing, though. Come on, seriously. 250.
I mean, the front's definitely planted from the grass.
Or a flat boulder. Super capable. Look at that. Could even climb that little boulder.
These smaller trucks are always going to be lighter.
Oh man.
And despite having a bit of weight up front,
so good.
I do feel like it could use a touch more.
Look at that thing kill that boulder.
But I think if we just get it on that
killing lines with that thing. Just killing lines.
Get there.
Look at that.
A little more wheel speed? No, not quite.
Yeah, not quite worth 250 bucks. All right, now that I got that monkey business out of the way, let's go ahead and go over what I've done to this one here. So obviously it has a new body. It's a Marlin Crawler tribute. I love it. Came out really cool. I wasn't expecting it to actually come out this good, but man, it's great. Had to really put my glasses on and steady my hand to get these details on it. But I just absolutely love it. And hey, that represents a stock version. So the body's on with magnets. It's got 2 there and 2 there. I had to move the SC and tighten up the wiring. I also removed the battery tray and lowered its center of gravity. This was also necessary to get the body down lower. And as you can see here, they come stock a freaking mess. Wires all hanging out, battery barely freaking holding in there. These things are a joke. Another thing I thought I'd mention with this 5-wire servo is the wire is super stiff and it definitely hinders your articulation. Super stupid move. All right, back to the fixes. I put grease inside the shocks here, and that definitely slowed down the rebound and took all the jiggliness away. It doesn't. jiggle and it doesn't make any noise. The front tires have 5 BBs in them, and each wheel, front and back, has a ring on it. And I actually just made these ones out of solder, but I usually use copper wire. So it's got a bit of weight to it now, and the shocks are working, and it definitely keeps the tires on the ground a lot better. And of course, I had to modify that front brace there to fit the body on it. And that's about it for that one. This one I'm not done working on, but I did just finish the shocks, and I painted the wheels white, and I've got weight inside all these as well. This one, I didn't have to move the battery or the ESC to accommodate the body I chose for it. I did put the magnets in the same spot though, and I was able to leave the bumper on. So let me clean up these wires and grab the body for it, and I'll meet you outside, and I'll show you how these things crawl now. Get right into a little obstacle here. As you can see, it's still clumsy, but it's not shaking around so much. This is allowing the tires to stay on the ground a little better, and definitely going to give you better traction. Ooh, there's the second body. Look at that Bronco. Yeah. This is one of my other favorite vehicles of all time, is the old Broncos, especially the 69 dudes. My buddy had a 69 dudes, and it was freaking awesome. We used to drive that thing all over, snowboarding and freaking just romping that thing all over town. It was freaking killer. And man, does this thing look cool or what? Freaking love Toyota Hilux. In my years 4x around the Rubicon and Sierra Nevadas as a kid, I had many different Hilux trucks, and I got to tell you, this body style was my favorite. I had a big blue one, big giant 33s on it, all stupid. The 4-cylinder motor could barely push them, kind of like this thing, but it was fun. Yeah, that's where we're at, Redcat. We could have been such good friends with this little guy. Instead, you gave me something that doesn't function very well. I made it look great, but man, I wish it would crawl well. Try to slow it down here and show you the articulation now. It's really hard, you know, because you just don't have any control, and it's hard to show the articulation, but there you go. It's definitely working. So these are wicked more capable than the stock ones, and they even slow crawl a little better with the added weight, but I am worried about burning that 5-wire servo out. You're probably gonna have to buy another one from Redcat, and they'll probably charge you $30 for it or something. Let's see if this thing can climb this super gnarly section here. Oh yeah. Let's see how this thing climbs now with all that weight in it. This hill on this side starts out at 45 degrees and gets to about 50 degrees right here. Let's see if this little truck can do it. It did it stock, so shouldn't have no problem now. Oop, that body is definitely causing a bit of trouble. Oh, and the tires are wet. But there we go. But it will stand up at about 60 degrees without flipping back. So this thing can climb like a champ. That was one of the things that I heard in one of the reviews, that it did everything great except for climb. And it's exactly the opposite. It doesn't do shit good except for climb. Here's an obstacle it should not be able to get up, especially with wet tires. Just way too big, but let's see. The trick I used on the tires is definitely working. Even when they're wet, they get way more traction. Come on, little buddy, one more try. Little bit of wheel speed. Yeah. So they can be made capable and pretty fun, as you've seen here, but it's going to take quite a bit of work, and I think that's bullshit. That being said, this one's pretty fun now that I've done all the upgrades to it. So why don't you come along with me? We'll talk some more smack about Redcat and the RC pimps. There's still a bit jerky out there. There's nothing I can do about that until we get a motor fix. but all the other upgrades are working really well. The shocks have really slowed down the rebound, and this thing articulates really well now and is a lot less clumsy. Same thing with this one. Moving the shock position in the front and getting them a little stiffer in the back really helped the climbing ability of this one. And putting the weight in the wheels was a great idea. However, I am a little worried about burning that 5-wire servo out. That could be a problem, because I really don't want to do any more work on these things until somebody comes up with a fix for the slow crawl problem. That being said, I am absolutely in love with these things, and they really missed the mark on this one because, man, these things could be a ton of fun if they just function properly. Maybe they should have teamed up with me instead of Injora, and they'd have something that the people would want. And that's all I'm going to say about these things for now. I got a lot of other stuff to get to, and these things are going to get put on a shelf just like I thought they would. So the moral of the story is, if I knew how bad these things were before I bought them, I'd definitely be waiting until they fix the slow crawl problem. So if you enjoyed this video or you want to see what's coming up here next at O Brothers RC, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and then smash that bell to get notified of my future videos. All right, I got to get these things off my shop floor to make room for another review I'm doing. So thanks for stopping by, and remember, when you think RC, think O Brothers RC. And just for fun, here's another example of RC pimping gone wrong.
Really good, solid truck to start with, kind of like the Ascent 18 here. So when we got the release of this, it was really good, had good, strong components, but it had a few weaknesses, sort of the same with this.
Now you can see there by the blatant lie that this thing was anything like this thing when it first came out, because we all know that ain't the truth. This thing was killer when it first came out. Killer slow crawl, killer everything. That's bullshit, 2FM, and you're a pimp. Yeah, I'm pretty sick of the RC pimping, so I'm going to put you all on notice. If you're pimping RCs and you're not telling the truth and you're lying to people and getting them to buy shit products, I'm coming after you. And if you don't like it, I'd be happy to discuss it with you at any event on any trail. Problem is, I don't hear so well on account of my cauliflower ear.